This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Shashina Rolla. As always, it's so great to have you with us. Topping news, the Grand Bahamas Shipyard is making headlines tonight. The ship care facility that has been fighting scathing criticisms for its reliance on foreign labor is celebrating a major achievement among its Bahamian workforce. The multi-million-dollar industrial plant is investing in training, and a number of Bahamians are now internationally certified. Sabrina Brown reports.
13 Bahamians are among a group of 39 workers at the Grand Bahamas Shipyard who are now qualified to work anywhere in the world after 3 weeks of intense training. The industrial workers recently received certification in various areas of the business. Executive Vice President of Operations, Ruben Bird.
We ended up giving 28 certificates out for scaffolding. So these people are qualified scaffold checkers and assemblers. And 11 certificates for rigging, so they're qualified, certified riggers. 2 certificates were for forklift operation. 4 certificates were for mobile crane operation. And 4 certificates were for cherry picker or aerial platform operation.
Bird says training remains a vital component at the shipyard, and he says great emphasis is placed on the development of Bahamian workers.
We don't want to bring more people in. We want to train the people here. As training is important in any industry, it's extremely important in this industry. As technology changes, so does the requirements for training.
According to the shipyard executive, out of 340 permanent employees, more than 300 are Bahamians. He says the company is not only training these locals, Bahamians are now climbing the ranks of the world-class ship care facility.
In the past 4 years, the supervision has increased, the Bahamian supervision has increased here by 71%. All right? Bahamians are in positions here that they never were before.
Bird says the company is also focused on maintaining a cordial working relationship with the staff.
I think they all understand that I have a respect for what they do, and I understand that, and the management here understands, what it takes to run a shipyard and how intensely hard it is, So we have a pretty good relationship. I believe in my heart that 90% of the people that work here are very happy to come to work.
The industrial giant also provides many indirect jobs through some 250 local subcontractors. Sabrina Brown, ZNS Network News.
Well, another past president and active member of the business community is advising the Grand Bahama Port Authority to mount an immediate search for a suitably qualified chairman. He says he believes Freeport's economic survival depends on it. Grand Bahama's economy has been in a depressed state since 2004, and many hoped that Ian Fair's appointment as chairman in August of 2011 would help to jumpstart the economy. Former Chamber of Commerce President and Member of Parliament for East Grand Bahama, Peter Turnquest, says only time will tell if Fair's tenure can be rated as a success.
I take note of the comments by the vice chairman and the honorary chairman indicating that he had fulfilled the mandate that they had set for him to bring stability to the port, and certainly I think again we can support that. In terms of the overall success of his chairmanship, we had hoped that he would have been able to make more of an impact on Grand Bahama, on Freeport, than is evident from the external view.
Turnquest admits that he too was optimistic when Fair was appointed as chairman. He credits the former chairman for bringing some order to the ownership battle at the Port Authority. But he says going forward, it will take a strong, committed leader to get Grand Bahama where it needs to be.
People are starting to look overseas again for investment. But it's going to take a strong, determined, committed leader in order to make that happen, someone with some vision, someone who understands business and why people move, particularly overseas. And so I think overall, as you say, we had a lot of hope for Grand Bahama under the chairmanship of Mr. Fair. I don't think it is necessarily any failing on his part that we have not achieved what we want to achieve.
The post of chairman is now open following Thurs' resignation on Tuesday, and it would appear that the position could be vacant for a while to come. Port Authority officials say there are no immediate plans to fill that post, but Turnquest believes the Grand Bahama Port Authority should move with haste to make an appointment.
I note with interest the statements by the vice chair and the honorary chairman that there is not going to be anybody appointed in the short term. I believe that would be a huge mistake. The Port Authority needs a leader. As I say, it needs somebody who has some vision, has some experience, has some international exposure, understands business. And to not have a leader seems to me will only lead to chaos.
Meantime, the former chairman cites personal and professional commitments as the reason for his resignation. He says he can no longer provide the hands-on approach that is needed going forward. Stay with us, there's more news right after this break.